Japanese longevity researchers are issuing an important alert. Some popular exercises practiced for decades in the West may actually be speeding up joint wear, while others, simple and quiet, are the real secrets behind the long-lasting mobility of the Japanese. Today, you'll discover 3 exercises you should never do after 50, followed by 3 exercises that Japanese longevity doctors strongly recommend, all based on real, proven research and centuries of wisdom integrated into modern science. Before we begin, tell me in the comments where you're watching this video from. And if you're new here, subscribe and hit the notification bell, because at the end, I'll show you exactly how to adapt these movements to your body safely and effectively, even if you've never exercised before. As the years go by, our body changes from the inside, and science already explains why this transformation happens. Researchers at Harvard Medical School found that as we age, the matrix surrounding our joints becomes stiffer, reducing the production of an essential protein called klotho, which accelerates cartilage aging and loss of mobility. Other studies published on Science Direct show that high-impact, repetitive, or poorly controlled exercises increase the risk of osteoarthritis, especially when there's already some prior wear or weakness in the tissues. Over time, this creates a cycle of inflammation and pain that's hard to reverse. On the other hand, more recent research published in Nature confirmed that light, low-impact activities improve circulation, reduce inflammation, and help keep joints healthy. In other words, it's not about stopping movement. It's about choosing the right kind of movement for your stage of life, the kind that nurtures rather than breaks your body. The first exercise Japanese doctors warn against is deep squats, especially those where the knee goes past the 90-degree line. This type of movement, very common in Western gyms, drastically increases pressure on the knees and can silently damage your joints. Biomechanical studies indicate that joint pressure rises several times with deeper squats. That means instead of strengthening, you might actually be wearing down cartilage with each repetition. And unlike muscle, cartilage doesn't regenerate. What makes this movement even more dangerous after 50 is the natural loss of elasticity in the tissues that support the knee, such as the meniscus and ligaments. With age, these structures lose between 30 and 50% of their ability to absorb impact and return to their original shape. So when you go too deep in a squat, your body weight concentrates on more fragile tissues, which can lead to tiny internal fissures, chronic inflammation, and eventual pain that limits even simple daily movements. It's common for people in this age group to feel only a slight crack or stiffness at first, but over time, this develops into persistent pain, swelling, and limited movement. The good news is that squats don't need to be eliminated, just intelligently adapted. Japanese experts recommend partial versions, keeping the knees at about 70 to 80 degrees and always with heels firmly on the ground. Using a chair, wall, or stable surface for support reduces direct joint load and improves control. This variation keeps the muscle stimulus on the glutes and thighs without putting the knee in a vulnerable position. In addition, practicing the movement slowly, with attention to breathing and posture, improves balance and activates stabilizing muscles. Exactly as taught in Japanese joint rehabilitation programs focused on aging well. The second exercise to avoid after 50 is intense or long-distance running. Although often considered healthy, it creates repetitive impact that affects the knees, hips, and spine. Some studies suggest that long-distance running can cause cartilage changes in the knee, especially in certain regions, and that the joint response depends on load, age, and pre-existing condition. Also, older runners tend to lose glute strength, which destabilizes the hips and overloads the lower back. That's why Japanese specialists recommend replacing running with rhythmic walking and other low-impact movements. This practice activates the hips, improves balance, and protects the joints without causing harm. When combined with conscious breathing, it also improves circulation and mental clarity. A fundamental pillar of Japanese longevity. The third dangerous exercise is extreme stretching, especially when done without warming up. After 50, muscle tissues become less elastic, and forcing range of motion can cause small tears that take longer to heal. Longevity specialists warn that intense stretches, particularly in the legs and lower back, are among the main causes of injuries in this age group. Instead of trying to open up the body, the Japanese prefer dynamic stretching, gentle, breathing-based movements that warm up and mobilize the body gradually. Simple exercises such as hip and ankle rotations prepare the joints without pain, maintaining natural flexibility and movement fluidity, essential for aging gracefully and staying independent for longer. Now, Japanese doctors are clear about this. There are 3 types of movement you should keep to preserve body and mind longevity. The first essential movement is inspired by shikodachi, the traditional sumo stance. Simple yet powerful, it strengthens the hips, glutes, and legs in a balanced way. Japanese research on balance and active aging shows that exercises involving wide and sustained postures help maintain pelvic strength and stability, the true foundation of graceful walking. The secret is to spread your legs wide, bend your knees slightly, and hold your body with a firm core. Practiced for just a few minutes a day, this movement activates deep hip muscles, improves balance, and stimulates leg circulation, all key to preventing falls and restoring confidence in walking. The second exercise is zazen, the classic seated meditation posture of Japanese monks. Though it may seem purely spiritual, it also has a powerful physical effect. By keeping the torso upright and hips aligned, the body naturally strengthens the stabilizing muscles of the lower back and abdomen. Studies on meditative practices in Japan show that controlling breathing and posture during zazen improves alignment, reduces lower back pain, and relaxes the nervous system, releasing the tension that often locks the hips and spine. It's both a strength and serenity practice, one that unites the mind and body in quiet balance. The third is knee raise control, a simple movement used in rehabilitation and preventive exercise programs in Japan. Standing, you just lift one knee at a time, slowly and with control, keeping your abdomen firm and your body stable. This activation strengthens the hip flexors, improves dynamic balance, and retrains the body to move with lightness and stability. Japanese balance research shows that daily postural control exercises significantly reduce the risk of falls in older adults, especially when done with slow, mindful movements that engage both concentration and coordination. But the secret isn't in how much you do, it's in how you do it. If you feel pain, dizziness, or discomfort, stop immediately and only resume when you feel safe. As Japanese masters often say, longevity is not built through effort, but through awareness. Move slowly, breathe deeply, and let every gesture remind you that taking care of your joints is, in truth, a form of wisdom.